Well, we've got a pet hotel. It's meant to be a pet hotel, a boarding kennels. And since the day we started it, we very quickly realised that we were being used as a rescue centre. There was actually, when we actually took over the business, the lady who we took it over from didn't even tell us until the day she left that, oh, by the way, there's a dog in the kennels called Blackie and he comes with the kennels. You know, we didn't, I mean, he was just another rescue dog that was there. And since that day, it's just been one after another, pretty much. We work with a few vets. We've got a vet on site called José Carlos at Clínica Torre de Jau. And he's great with the rescue dogs, helps us a lot, gives us some great advice. Would they still be feeding off their mother, probably, or by now?
Maybe. They are probably still. They are well treated. So they are with the mother before.
Well, at least they're eating now, though. That's one good thing. Oh, this one's got 2 ticks right on its eye. Different stories, really. Some are just tied to the gate. Sometimes they're just tied to the gate. Sometimes we have boxes or bins with tiny puppies left outside the gate. Sometimes they're actually thrown over the fences into the paddocks. So we go out in the morning to let the dogs out. And there can be I think it's happened to us once or twice. There was a mother and 4 puppies in a paddock one morning when we woke up. There's certain times of the year where people are more prone to be bringing dogs, especially just like January is a big time when a lot of dogs get abandoned. And also at the beginning of end of July and the beginning of August, when a lot of people tend to want to take a holiday and don't know what to do with their dog. And sometimes the easiest option is just to abandon it. And so, yeah, that's a bad time for us. But I didn't actually step into it by choice. It was more by default. My sister was the one who did the animal care. She has the animal care qualifications. She did some animal care degree in the UK before we moved out here. She ran a hydrotherapy pool in England as well, which is like dog physiotherapy. She did dog training courses, and she was always very into the dogs. And I loved dogs, but it was never my choice of career. I did lots of other things completely different to anything to do with dogs. I think I enjoy the rescue dog side of it more, in a way. It gives me a bit more fulfillment than just the boarding side of it. But they work hand in hand. Because a lot of the rescues we manage to rehome with clients and with boarders. And so in that situation, it's always nice because we very often see the dogs again. They come back in then as boarders, and that's always nice. It's a hard one to answer, but if I was to answer it truthfully, yeah, it makes you it does make you become a lot harder. And I think my sister did say to me a few months back, if somebody had told her 5 years ago when she was living in England that she would be putting dogs to sleep the way we do here now, she would never have believed them, and she would never have been able to do it. But doing what you do, and you have to start, when you're in these situations, you have to start thinking about what is better, what is best for the dogs in general. And sometimes, although it's hard, if there's nobody there to pay treatment for a sick dog, if a dog, for example, has a leash and there's nobody who can afford to look after that dog and pay for its treatment and nobody wants to step forward to that, I believe sometimes the right thing to do then would be to put that dog to sleep. Yeah, nine puppies left in a box outside the gate one morning at 7:30. And that's what we did. We put them to sleep, because what else could I do, you know, at that point? Run around looking for people to hand feed them? Would I ever find anybody to hand feed? Well, it's horrible. I mean, I can't say anymore. It's just it's a horrible, horrible feeling, and you tear up, you know. I teared up when I was doing it. That's all I can say. It's horrible. Who wants to do that? And I get angry as well, because I think, why am I having to make that decision, and why do I have to do it, you know? I work alongside Lilo. I help her out sometimes if she has puppies that she can't keep there, or a special case that she can't keep in the kennel for whatever reason. And also, I work with her when we're trying to rehome some dogs into Germany. So we work with a charity in Germany who take a lot of the dogs for rehoming into Berlin. And sometimes I take a dog from the kennel until it's time for that dog to go to Berlin. Fundamentally, there's something wrong in this country, and that the situation doesn't have to be as it is, you know? Because I don't think anybody's actually really achieving anything. There's just more and more abandoned dogs year after year. And until something is put into place, some kind of a law, or the government get involved somehow, it's not going to get any better. Well, I think a big campaign towards spaying and castration, a big campaign along the lines of what you're trying to do, education from the young people, especially throughout the schools, as to how, about the problem, make them aware of the problem, make them aware of the problems that people have who are trying to look after those abandoned dogs.
I could have just gone away, like the man had said, there's some puppies in the bin, and I could have not gone and bothered to look for them, but I couldn't live with myself if I'd have left them. So that's why I went to look for them. No, You know, we found kittens, puppies in the bins all the time. But it happens. It happens a lot.
It's one of those things, isn't it, you know? Out of mind, out of sight and out of mind, you know, if they get rid of them. And, you know, I've heard stories of one of the dogs that we took off a lady. She basically told us that if she didn't find a home for that dog that day, her husband was going to take it up into the mountains and just leave it, you know? An uncastrated male dog. So there you have, what, litter after litter of puppies born from that dog because somebody didn't have the decency to either, because they couldn't be bothered. And that's the mentality that needs to be dealt with. That what good is that just to dump your dog?